Hey, y'all, this is Todd from Todd International. I have my client here, Bennett, known her for a long time. Bennett wants his ends chipped, bleached. If y'all can see me. So, anyway, he has 22, what are these, dreads? 22 dreadlocks. How long you had your hair?
I had it for like 8 years.
8 years? Now, I'm 6'1". His dress was longer than one of my legs. It was long. And he cut it because it was really getting really heavy. And his hair grows really, really fast. And he's from Ghana?
Yeah.
Ghana. So we're just gonna tip the ends. First, he wanted like a copper color. So what we're gonna do is separate his hair from the hair down here, because we don't want to get that hair. We don't want the side of his hair, the bleach to touch the side of his hair. And he's not going to get a haircut on the bottom. He's going to let somebody else do that. So I decided to take the precautions to wrap it around his head, around his forehead, like this. Just some regular neck strips, nothing special. Just so it doesn't touch the bottom. I mean, you can foil the hair and all that other stuff, but because it's not a lot of hair, I ain't no used to going to get all that foil. Okay? So I end up securing it on the side with a clip. So I'll show you. It's just wrapping. It ain't no rocket science, okay? So don't act like you're going through this. So I just wrapped it around his head just so I don't touch the rest of his hair, okay? It's almost like you're a wounded soldier. So what we're gonna do, I already mixed my powder and my developer. I'm using 12% because it's hair. I use 12%. You don't have to use 12%. I just use this just so that it'll lighten up really fast. If you want to do it slow, you can do 9% just to bring it up. But I went and did 12%. Now, what I did with his hair, I marked it. I don't know if you can see. I'll bring it up a little closer. I marked it with a rubber band. If you can see the rubber band. I marked it. So I use this as my line of demarcation, as my rule. Rule of thumb, and my guideline. Yes, guideline. I'm using this as a guideline to guide the color all the way around. So it's very simple. I got on gloves. So I take the bleach, apply it below the rubber band. Also, this stuff gonna get pretty messy. So you should have like a towel on the side of you. So this is a two-step process when you're dyeing these here. Now the hair is already dead. So he asked me what gonna happen if he decided to grow his hair out, and if it's whatever. Just cut it off where the color is. That's it. You don't need to do nothing else. And then where you cut it off, the person who actually did your hair will be able to tie it off. Now with this part right here, now I just ran into a little problem here. So hold your head to the side. Just hold it to the side. So when you're doing this, the client gonna have to tilt his head back because these dreads gonna fly. They're gonna fly. So when you grab the next one, I got this one. See, I'm already. So let's make sure you don't get it. Now I couldn't bring it all in his face, but he would have to tilt his head back, and it's better. So what I've done is the next one, just match it up like there and work downward. The first one is already done. And you just take your 2 fingers, and you block it off, and you go from there. It's already, the mark has already been done. And once you get it marked off, just take it in and hold it in your hand. And make sure he holds his head back to the back, so the bleach doesn't get on their ear or anything like that. Yeah, and hope your client don't have vitiligo, not vertigo. And people know what I mean by that. They can't hold their head back too long. So you take that back and they get dizzy. And you just do it, you repeat the repetition. Where the line is on the other one, you just match that dread with that one. Yes, this is very sloppy. I mean, it's gonna get very sloppy because you want that bleach to get all up in there. So you have to saturate these dreads. Make sure it goes all the way through and roll them in. You just take the next one, mark it off as you did the other one. Yeah, if you're left or right hand, this is gonna be kind of awkward at first until you get the swing of it. Because I'm right-handed, so I'm using my left hand to hold the line of demarcation. So I don't go in. And plus you have an even consistent tips. The tips will be even. And you don't want to have uneven tips all the way around. And the person may like, oh, cool, do this and do that. And then when the hair get finished, they be like, no, I don't like this. And then what you're gonna do? You're gonna have to go back and try to dye that hair back. Or if the person is cool, they just deal with it. But you gotta know what the clients want. And these people are very protective about their damn dreads.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I'm doing it in the back, same thing. I have my line, my hand. There it's doing like this. Now, when you're mixing the color with this bleach, you may mix a lot of it, and everybody know how to do this. It ain't no big secret, okay? I'm just showing you I know how to do it and add more to my arsenal, my videos, and get out of my comfort zone. So, now I'm just taking it all, just matching them up, Now you may go over a little bit, that's okay. But don't go over too much of the line of demarcation that you set for, because it all depends on what the client is looking for. Excuse me. I already had my corona shot, so I'm like, oh my God, he coughed. You got more things to worry about. Well, that's pretty high on the list, but anyway, same thing, same repetition. Now, as you get to the top, those dreads may not all come out to be the same length because you're at the bottom, now you're going to the top. So you match it as close as you can to that line of demarcation. Even if you have to stretch the dread, stretch it so when it do fall, it all falls a little even, you know, a little even, not too far off from what you're actually trying to achieve with this. All right. Now, safe to say, he came in the other day. He didn't know. He thought you could just put this in and shampoo it out. I said, no. No, you can't. And we talked about this for how long? About an hour.
Yeah.
He said, man, I thought I could be able to What you thought? Tell them what you thought.
I thought that you could put the color in, and when you don't want it anymore, you can just shampoo it out, you know, like wash it away. I didn't know when you like bleached it, it's like staying forever, or you gotta cut it out.
Yeah.
If you don't need it. I didn't know nothing about that.
And that was funny. He was like, I didn't know. I said, now you do. So I'm adjusting so you can see how I'm doing this. Now, when you also
let's just say I was ignorant.
we laugh, and that's why we scheduled. And so I said we'll do a tutorial on it. Yeah. And when you're doing bleaching, and people need to know this, when you put bleach in your hair, you're really just removing the dark pigment of the hair, and you're breaking it down. Now, if this far down your hair shaft, the hair is dead. It's pretty much dead already.
Now I know.
Right. Now, if you go and bleach your whole head, now that's a different thing. If you're starting from the root here, that's why they want you to take an inch or so off from the root to bleach your hair. Even when you take it that far, you still have run into a chance of bleaching, damaging the hair. Now, if you don't have any protective conditioner in your solution of bleaching hair that will condition the hair, you know, like Olaplex and some other stuff that they use to condition while you're bleaching, and that brings down the breakage significantly. Without that stuff like Olaplex in your bleaching processing application, then you're most likely going to receive breakage in the hair. Now, if you don't use that, the next best thing to do, if you don't have Olaplex or anything, just make sure you shampoo, neutralize this hair very good, and then you run it back with your conditioners, schedule for a protein treatment, you know, to bring the hair back, to get the pH level back down. And I always use a moisturizing shampoo. In my book, that moisturizer will save you more often than none, better than you're running to get these conditioners. Because if your hair is not moisturized, then you're gonna run into a problem. Very bad problem. Very bad problem. And your hair begins to be dry and brittle. You can do all the conditioning, but if you're not moisturizing that hair or have a moisturizing shampoo, well, you're gonna be in trouble. And I don't give a damn what kind of product you use, you're gonna be in trouble. So right now, it's just dripping everywhere, but I gotta make sure it's all in. So, we're gonna adjust a little bit. I'm gonna tilt it down just a little bit so y'all can see. So I'm gonna take it to focus on him, on his hair. Excuse me. I got to adjust this because we on the left side of his head. So now this dread is in the center, so I'm gonna have to bring it up to here to match. Now I make way more product than I need. But you never know. And bleaching, you just be cornerful and, you know, not so wasteful with this. But I wanted to be sure. I was over sure. Now, even if you do this here and you still want to protect the hair, you can add a barrier, a protective above what you're working on. You can put a protective coating of oil on the hair. So you see, I grab this like this. And just make sure you do it. Okay. So we almost to the front, and it's gonna get really dicey in a minute. You okay?
You just want to touch my ear?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna bend
No.
on me? Okay. I just wanted to know. I thought I finished scared, you know.
No. Oh, you have that. Yeah. He asked me if this bleach touches his ear, will it burn? No. Only if you have a cut on your ear
Okay.
or something like that. Now, if you don't do anything to your hair, now if you apply this to your scalp, that's a whole nother ballpark.
Why?
Because even whatever rigmarole that you have done during the course of the week, it will irritate your scalp bad, and it will burn.
Okay.
It will burn. So, I think I got one more to do. And like I said, this gets really, really sloppy and all this. And so, everybody know when you do color, it ain't a clean job. It ain't a clean job. It's not a clean job. Okay, this is my last one. So, as you see, I just apply it. Now, with that being said, bleach here, bleach here. If you see bleach other than where you need to be, just wipe it off. It ain't gonna do anything until you just, if you just ignore it and just go on, then you're gonna have spots in these people's hair. Okay. So, he's bleached all the way around except for one in the front. And I forgot one, and I need you to hold your head back so it doesn't get on your ear.
You already did.
Yeah, just hold it back. Yeah, flank these. Now, how you can deal with that part right there? That is not going to be in his way. Just use your dovetail clips. And just, we're not gonna leave these on his hair when he goes to process, because it will burn. Now you see I'm lining, this is the last one. And we have, this is the first one we've done, so we're gonna take it, I'm trying to grab it. Now this is long. We're gonna grab it up here because it's at the top and it's a long one. Yeah, and I'm just gonna go on through. So we're gonna process about maybe 15, 20 minutes and to see how light he want it. And then we're looking at a copper. So during this process, I'm gonna stop and check it, But I'm not gonna go through the process and showing y'all what the hell I'm doing, because it's just gonna be a waste of time. Excuse me. And same here. Yeah, this is gonna be much higher because the hair is coming further from the top. So I'm just gonna take it. You see, I'm just in my hand. I'm just rolling it, y'all. Ain't that like you're rolling a joint, cigarette, or whatever you want to roll. Yeah. And just take your towel, get all the excess off. So they're all in there. Take your hands. Excuse me. This won't be in the video. So I'm just gonna go and massage the color into the dreads. See, it's already beginning to turn. And that's on the first one. We just go through and rotate them. They're already about to turn. just continue, just run that more, make sure you more, you know, rotate them in there. Make sure that the bleach is in there. Just rotate it in there. Yeah. So I'm doing it all the way around. Just making sure that bleach penetrates. Because this is years. This maybe right here is 3 years at the end where we at. Because the other one's longer than that. So the other one's like 5 years longer. So I'm just making sure that I'm working them all in. Excuse me. So we rotating the chair. Just making sure I'm just getting it in there. So he's finna now go in the dry to be processed. And this is, wait a minute. He's gonna go in the dry and process. So this is step part 1. And you can already see it's turning. Lean your head forward. You can already see it's turning. And that's like the first one I put on. Now, when you actually process somebody's hair, it all depends on how fast the developer works, because if they have oil in their hair, the oil is gonna block the action of the developer and the bleach. So if you got oil in your hair, the best thing you should do a cleansing shampoo on your dreads or any type of hair you plan on bleaching or chemical service. Okay? So if you don't do that, the color is not going to come out the way you want it, because you have a barrier on the hair that's blocking it from changing that natural, the cuticle, not the cuticles, the cortex, from this color, black, to any other color, because you have a barrier that's blocking it. Okay? So that's some stuff you should already know. Okay, don't come in there with a head full of oil and you want your hair dyed honey blonde or some stuff like that there. It ain't gonna work. It may come up, but it ain't gonna come up like how you want it, and you'll be pissed with somebody, and all the time it was your fault because you didn't tell the person that you have some kind of oil in your hair, or the person didn't advise you to have a shampoo. A light shampoo, just to cleanse it off, not to disturb your scalp, because if you're gonna get a bleaching process, it will burn. So this is part 1. We'll be back. You all right? You burning? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so this is part 1. We'll come back later. Ciao.